Coach Leach talked about the strides that Willie Taylor has made. He looks faster. Where else do you think he's gotten better since last year? And he was pretty good last year too.
I think he had a good starting point last year. Yeah, I think he's got stronger in the weight room. He did a good job. Coach Brown, those guys in there did a great job with him in the off season, trying to put a little weight on him, and then that would just hopefully give him the ability to counter his moves, not just speed all the time.
Do you think the play he made at the end of the Alamo Bowl is one of the more undersung plays of the game? When most people look at the touchdowns and everything else that happened on offense, but he made the key stop that clinched the win for you guys and clinched 11 wins.
I'd say our defense made a key stop. He was part of it, but the corner leveraged it outside in. He came inside out like he's taught and did his job, within the confines of the call. So I think, it's a good play for him, but it's a good play for our defense overall.
Coach, I'm curious if there was any lobbying done on your part to get Travion Brown in with the rushes rather than the inside backers.
Travion's a great player. Either way, whether he plays for us inside or outside. I think at some point in his career he'll probably come off the edge some and be inside. That's just a credit to his athletic ability and what he can do. So no, we want to put our best 11 out there.
It seems like since you took over from special teams, the special teams productivity really took off. Granted, adding a guy like Oscar and having Blake really helps. But is there something maybe philosophical or culturally that you did with the special teams that kind of really changed the direction?
Well, I think we try to make sure we get buy-in across the board with all our players. Doesn't matter whether they're 3 or 2 or 1 on the offense or defensive depth chart, and that really is not me. That's Coach Leach. It starts at the top, and then our staff has done an awesome job working alongside me with it and preaching the importance of it. And so with that, I think it's a group effort across the board.
And then when you're trying to decide for punt team gunners, what do you look for in your ideal gunner?
Yeah, speed. I think it's pretty simple. Yeah, I want speed. I want a guy that can get out of a press and all those types of things, and then hopefully make a play on the ball. But ultimately, if you can go force a fair catch, you don't have to go with tackles. So it starts with speed first.
Have you liked, you guys rep special teams a lot, and that's obviously a big part of the practice. Have you liked what you've seen so far from the people running at gunner and everyone else in the special teams?
I think we're heading in the right direction. I thought the scrimmage was a good indication of just a starting point, and we've got to continue to build on it.
Favai transitioning to rush, what have you liked so far about the position?
He gets off the ball well, and he plays with some violence, and he's a natural pass rusher to a degree. He did that more in high school, is what I understand. Coach Nickel recruited him, and that's what he told me. And so it's been a pretty smooth transition for him overall. So he's obviously got to continue to work and develop, but I'm really happy with where he's starting out at. Yeah.
Is there room to play 3 guys there between him and Ron and also Willie? Do you think you could rotate 3 rushes right now?
I do, because of the different packages we can do and the 3rd and long and things like that. I absolutely think there's a role for all those guys.
Do you foresee maybe later in the season Dom somehow working back in, or do you think he's pretty much over with the
I think it's the same thing I said early on about Travion. I think it's our best 11 on the field, so however that shakes out. Right now those guys are in my room, Vi and Willie and RJ, and so those are the guys we're going to roll with at rush, but you never know throughout the season how it's all going to shake out.
What do you take from today's practice specifically?
I just think, again, we were very consistent with our energy defensively, so we got to continue to work on that and running the ball and those types of things. Special teams wise, I thought we executed pretty well. Got to see it on tape. Kickoff return, there's a lot of pieces going on there, but I think it's, again, a good starting point. We just got to continue to improve and see improvement every single rep, every single day, and don't waste any of those.
Have you ever watched the NFL Hard Knock show, the HBO show that they play?
I've seen a few episodes of different seasons. I've never sat there and watched the whole season or anything, but I know what it is, yeah.
But there's obviously conversations about them possibly bringing a college-type show to Pullman this fall. Would you be receptive of that? Do you think that would be good for the program exposure and kind of spreading your guys' name?
I think you can look at it 2 ways. I think it helps their exposure from a recruiting standpoint, and then, the other part of it is just letting them in your doors. There's some things that obviously you want to keep in-house. So there's a give and take to all of it.
People could perceive it as a distraction, but you guys seem to handle the college game day experience pretty well last year. Do you think something like that would prepare you guys to handle a Hard Knocks type show?
I think whether Hard Knocks shows up through these doors or not, I think Coach Leach does a good job of setting the tone on that, whether we handle distractions or not, and our staff tries to reinforce that for him. So I don't think that's going to have any impact one way or the other on that, if that makes sense.